I mean, whilst he has 10 wins and 9 by KO.
But I think Jai's just going to have a bit too much for him.
He's always prepared. He's ready to go. He's got the experience.
I think he might cause Jai a few problems for the first few rounds.
I think he'll get about 8 or 9 rounds.
I don't think Opetaia is going to stay at cruiserweight for much longer, though.
There's a fairly heavy queue in heavyweight at the moment.
He has that big fight and then he goes and challenges Usyk.
But it depends on what Usyk wants to do. Welcome back to BoxCast. In this episode, we're going to discuss the up-and-coming fight on January the 8th between Jai Opetaia and David Nyika, taking place in the Gold Coast Convention Centre in Broadbeach, Australia. It's for the IBF World Cruiserweight Championship. I'll do a quick tail of the tape. Opetaia has 26 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws. He's had 26 fights, 20 wins. 20 of his wins have been by KO. He's age 29. He's 6'3", which is 191 centimeters. He's got a 76-inch reach, which is 193 centimeters. It's cruiserweight, so it's 200-pound limit in it. They're normally around 199 pounds, which is about just over 90 kilos. And he fights out of a southpaw stance. David Nyika has got 10 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws. So he's had 10 fights, 9 of wins by KO. He's age 29 also. He's 6'6", which is 198 centimeters. And he's just over 79-inch reach, which is 201 centimeters. And he fights out of an orthodox stance. Simon, what do you think? What's your thoughts on this? It wasn't the original opponent. The original opponent was supposed to be Sin Cara, who's the IBF, I think, mandatory. But he's had to drop out. I'm not sure, I can't remember exactly what reason. So,
because he's terrified.
Yeah, probably. And David Nyika has stepped in to keep the fight on January the 8th.
Big fella, 6'6".
Good reach as well.
Yeah. Good amateur record.
Mm-hmm.
Won bronze at the Tokyo Olympics. Could be a little banana slip, this.
Yeah, it's always tough, as we've seen, in where people are filled in with it can cause issues.
But I think Jai's just going to have a bit too much for him. He's the utmost professional.
He's always prepared. He's ready to go. He's got the experience. I mean, whilst he has 10 wins and 9 by KO, I don't really recognise any of the opposition.
No.
And mostly, he's fought a little bit around, but it's not all over the place.
I think he might cause Jai a few problems for the first few rounds, but just with his his height and reach.
And height.
Yeah. But Jai's going to have to get used to that if he wants to move up to heavyweight, which, is part of his plan over the next few years. Because you are going to come up against 6'5",
that's what you're going to come up against
guys.
And that's the
I don't
average.
think Jai's going to be too worried about it. Yeah, I just
well, I think it'd be one way. I think the basic thing you've got is like that when you don't. It's the banana skin of having somebody who's not supposed to be there.
Yeah. I think after this, Jai and the team, they really need to start looking at unification fights. If he comes through it, which we hope he does, because we want to see that unification fights.
Well, there's two, isn't it? But there's the WBC playing games, but there's I think Riziki is the one we've done one as your favourite. But Badu Jack is the nominated person, so Riziki is the mandatory. So they need to sort that out. And then there's obviously Zerdo. Gilberto Ramirez has the other 2 belts, the WBA and the WBA.
I can see a Saudi event with
I think that the plan is to get down. It's whether they sort of unify the other ones, and then it becomes undisputed.
I don't think Opetaia is going to stay at cruiserweight for much longer, though.
Well, I think he's going to go for undisputed or unified, and then have a look at the prospects. I think there's a fairly heavy queue in heavyweight at the moment, and I think he should probably clear up the cruiserweight division first. Because the problem what we had, but like we said before when we started on Opetaia, was there wasn't anybody there, but there are now. There are big fights. Ramirez is a big fight, and then
I mean, like I say, I think he gets through this. He has that big fight, and then he goes and challenges Usyk.
yeah, but it depends on what Usyk wants to do.
Doesn't matter what
And then there was
Usyk
talk
does.
of Usyk coming back down to cruiserweight to
Yeah,
make that
because
rather than
Usyk,
him going up to heavyweight.
Either way, I think if Usyk doesn't retire, I think there's more possibility of Opetaia fighting Usyk than Usyk fighting anyone else.
Yeah, there could be.
I really, really do.
I think the first thing for Usyk will be they'll probably go for the undisputed again,
No,
depending on who has that belt. Well, I think they will because it's for records, isn't it? For legacy, that's a bigger thing.
doesn't need it. He's done it.
Well, that's what his camp is saying, innit? That's what his coach thinks. So if it was him, that's what they would do. They haven't said conclusively.
Well, Usyk said he'd fight a cruiserweight.
Yeah, and then I think the plan after that is to go there, and then that gives these time to sort out who's the best cruiserweight and stuff. But yeah, I mean but that's not that long. You're probably right. Towards this time next year, we could be sitting here talking about Opetaia Usyk. Because there isn't that many fights left at heavyweight for him. Like I said, it's at heavyweight for Usyk, and then if you sort out the unification undisputed in cruiserweight, there's not really any other fights for Opetaia, and that's probably only 2 or 3 fights.
I mean, like I say, Opetaia's got to get through this.
Because Opetaia does like to have about 3 fights a year at least. So if you got through this in January, there's room to have 2 more fights, and he's got enough time to camp rest. If he doesn't get injured,
you're looking at April again, August, September, December.
So there's the chance there to have that, and then they do have the event in like April, May time, and then you've got for Riyadh season, and then you've got.
I just think he's such a good professional. Opetaia, he's not going to underestimate anyone. He's going to be in great condition. I mean,
well, the thing here is it's another Australian fighter, so you should know about him, or Kiwi or whatever he is.
New Zealand.
Yeah, the same thing.
They're not. They hate each other.
Well, he fights out of Australia, although he's a Kiwi. So what I mean is, he's on the same scene. Those fighters know each other. It's not like where you're fighting somebody who stepped in from the other side of the world and you don't know who they are. So
I mean, the only thing I don't know a lot about the Kiwi, I'm going to call him. But you know,
his nickname's the nice guy. I don't think that bodes well fighting Jai Opetaia. His alias is the nice guy.
I just think Jai will show what level he's at.
Yeah.
And I just think that's going to be a couple of levels above him. But fair dues to him for taking the fight. He's got nothing to lose, has he?
Yeah.
Because
it's a potential banana skin because of his size.
I mean,
it's
not just that, mate.
And we don't know how good he is.
If he loses, he's meant to lose.
Yeah.
If he wins,
well, happy days. He's on the map.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Then
well, there's Oyster.
Then he's a superstar.
So he's got nothing to lose, and they're dangerous. It's
a dangerous fight. Yeah.
So, but I think Jai will knock him out in the first. That's a 6.
6th round.
6th. I think he's learning Jai to break opponents down. So
he doesn't rush.
A little bit longer.
He does wait for the opportunity. It's not like a rush. It's more boxing until you get the opportunity. I think because the guy's size and he's not been stopped before, although like I said, he's not fought anybody of that. I think he'll get about 8 to 9 rounds.
Okay.
So 9 going, I'll say.
I'll put 8 to 9. I'm going to give you 2 rounds.
Oh, thank you. Very kind.
For a change. And we always get excited when Jai fights, don't we? He's one of our...
Well, I was disappointed when it got cancelled.
Although, to be fair, we said this about Jaime Munguia, and look what happened to him. Yeah, he's one of our favourite fighters. Yeah, they're going to knock him out.
Well, that's why I'm giving him a chance. If it wasn't for that, I'd be like, I'm going to be down 5.
Yeah, we're just being a little bit more cautious. Because upsets do happen in boxing, especially a cruiserweight division. Big punches.
Well, this is a big guy, and he's got a 90% knockout ratio. Although he's not fought anybody of the class of Opetaia. it's dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like you don't know, and we don't know that much about him. So it'd be nice if we get some comments about what if somebody does know about him.
Come on.
Give us some more info. But yeah, you would expect Opetaia to win. He's the rating, but you know.
But then after
seen
that,
banana
he's got
skins.
to have a huge fight.
Yeah. The cruiserweight needs to sort itself out, and the WBC side needs to sort out. And then, yeah, there's some fights. Because now it is like, it's gone from being a boring division to actually being, you know, there's a few good fighters there now. It's interesting. But I think we need to see unification and...
Zerdo's with Golden Boy, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'm sure they're doing a Golden Boy versus Matchroom.
That would be a good...
Yeah, but that'll put Zerdo and Opetaia.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things that something like that is what they've got planned up, because they're saying in it they want to unify. So I would expect sometime in 2025 that's going to happen, assuming they all come through their things.
Yeah.
Jai comes through this, and Ramirez. I think they have got another fight planned for Ramirez, for Zerdo, and then that. So it may be the opportunity for Opetaia to fight Badu Jack or whoever is the WBC, you know, champion. We don't know exactly what the situation is there.
See.
And then obviously there's Riziki, who's the other one up and coming there and in the contest. And they may get him to be with Badu Jack first to be the champion. Then there's a fight there. And then whatever happens with Sin Cara and the IBF mandatory, because IBF do seem to be the ones who push for these things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would hope that, you know, if Opetaia does what he should do, then those fights get made and we get to see unified, undisputed, or whatever it is in cruiserweight.
So.
Because then I agree. I think then he'll hop up, or then there's a fight with an Usyk or whoever in that part of the world. You know, that level of fight, which would be fantastic.
Very, very good.
Mm-hmm. And anything more to say on it? I think that's probably as much as it is. So yeah, cruiserweight needs a division. Needs to
Guy,
get
Dead Eyes, as I call him.
Yeah. And hopefully he'll live up to it and we'll get a fantastic fight.
He's always good watch, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. And that's it, I think. And then I think the next set of fights, we've got a little bit of pause. There's another, I think the next is Benavides and Morel. And there's another fight towards the end of Jan. And then I think there's, shall I bring up what a list is actually?
You'll find in the first week or so of Jan, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, De La Hoya, Avram will put out like the first 4 months of cards.
Well, we've got a man in away in Goodman. It's the end of Jan.
Depends, to be honest, what they'll most probably be doing now is having meetings with Turkey Al Sheikh to plan for after the February one, because I know they do like to plan ahead. So I know Eddie Hearn's, from what I'm hearing, he's got his first 4 months of cards ready. So let's see where that goes.
Well, I think Riyadh season will be after. All the Riyadh ones will be after the 22nd of February event. Actually, there are a few, isn't it? There's, as I said, there's Benavides Morel, but on Benavides Morel undercard, there's quite good fights. There's Brendan Figueroa and Steve Fulton. You got Isaac Cruz on there, and it's sort of interesting. And then Chisora Wallen is coming after that.
Good old Del Boy.
Yeah.
War.
And then obviously you got the February 22nd event, isn't it? So yeah, there's a fair bit of good boxing in the first 2 months. Yeah, as you've said, I'm sure there's going to be the rest of it will get finalised up. And I think there is a fight coming towards the end of this year. In one of the divisions we like in super flyweight in Bam Bams. So Martinez and Ioka are having the WBA World Superweight, which I think is on the 31st. Unfortunately, we haven't done a video on it, but yeah, we'll probably discuss that after the event. So cool, and I hope it's been a good year. And then we'll do a roundup of the year.
Yeah, we'll do a roundup
towards the end of this, and yeah, what we think and what's happened and who we rate and whatever, and then probably look forward to 2025 one as well.
Prospects of 2025 and potential fights, what's happened this year, our favourite fighters, blah, 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 blah.
So look forward to that. Okay, yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and all the usual goodness.
Jai Opetaia for the win.
Yeah, give us a bit of, if you know some more about our man Nyika, give us a bit of information and what you think.
We like your information.
Is he more of a banana skin than... well, we've said it's a banana skin, but is it, the chance, or is this really just keep Opetaia busy and move on? And give Nyika experience fighting a high-level, world-class fighter. See you in the next one. Thank you very much.